Here's a V60 pour over tutorial. So first I weigh out the coffee. I'm using 20 grams. It's a fairly light roast, this one, which tastes like peaches, quite nice. Here I'm just spraying some water onto the beans just to help with the static as I'm grinding. Here I'm using my Timor S3 grinder. It gives you a fairly consistent grind, and the price point to these ones is pretty good for beginners. Took about 40 seconds for the grind here, and then now I'm just tapping it on the side just to make sure no grounds are stuck in the burrs. Make sure we get it all out. Next is just to fold the paper down the seam. That way it sits in the brewer a lot better here. Then I gently just kind of open it up, fold it down the sides, just so it kind of fits in better. Next step will be to get your kettle and your hot water, start pouring it in slowly just to help get the paper taste out of that filter, as well as you're heating up your brewer and your vessel. That way it doesn't shock it and pull all the heat from the extraction. Very important part is to remember to pour out your water so you don't dilute it afterwards. I've done this multiple times. Then I'm just going to put my grounds in. Next will be just to gently move them around a little bit just so that the grounds are flat and you don't have any mountains basically in there. Then I'm going to slowly add water up to, I go 60 grams, so 3 times the weight, just to really saturate the grinds. And you want all that CO2 to come out. You can see all those pockets and that air coming out right now. Well, not air, but CO2 is coming out. And we wait for the bloom to happen I do it for 60 seconds. Some people go shorter, others go longer. It's something that you can play with. If they're a fresh bean, then you can definitely go longer. Next, I will slowly add the water. I start in the center and then slowly move out here. And then I go up to 250 grams. Then we'll let this brew down a little bit, and I give it a little swirl just to even out the bottom, make sure there's nothing stuck on the sides. And then as you see it encroaching onto the base, then you can just start adding a little bit more. And here I finish it off right to 340. But as I get closer to the 340, I'll actually pick up my kettle a little bit, just so the water breaks as it hits the surface, and then you don't stir the beds and get too much extraction. But if you're newer, don't really worry about this. Just try to focus on how you're pouring the water and how the bed's moving. Again, I just give it a little swirl just to flatten out the bed. And then we'll just let this draw down until you can fully see the bed. Once you see the water disappear from the bed, you'll see it stop dripping. Once it stops dripping, you can remove your brewer from the top. Next, most important part, pour into your favorite cup and enjoy.